Hi everyone! Welcome to Market Brief, where we break down everything you need to know about the week ahead in the stock market. This week is packed with action. Major earnings from Nvidia, Target, and Alibaba, critical economic reports like inflation data, and some surprising trends in the market. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just getting started, stick around. There's something here for everyone. Grab a pen and notebook to jot down the insights that matter most to you. Before we start, a quick but important note. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't official financial advice. This is all about empowering you with insights so you can make informed decisions on your own. Let's begin. Market overview, major economic themes. This week's market sentiment revolves around three key themes: interest rates, inflation, and global trade. First, let's talk about interest rates. On Wednesday, the Federal Reserve will release the minutes from their last meeting. This document is essentially a behind-the-scenes look at what the Fed is thinking about the economy. Investors will dissect these minutes for any clues about future rate hikes or pauses. If the Fed hints at more hikes, that could be bad news for sectors like tech and real estate, which rely on cheap borrowing. But on the flip side, financial stocks like banks could benefit from higher rates since they make more money on loans. Next, inflation takes center stage with the Consumer Price Index report on Thursday. This report measures how much prices for everyday goods and services have risen. Economists are predicting inflation to stay relatively flat, but surprises can happen. If inflation comes in lower than expected, it's great news for growth stocks like those in the tech sector. But if inflation remains sticky, investors might shift toward defensive plays like utilities and healthcare. Lastly, global trade could stir up the markets this week. The U.S. is in ongoing trade negotiations with both China and the European Union. Any progress or setbacks will likely affect companies with international exposure, especially in manufacturing and technology. Keep an eye on these themes. They'll set the tone for the markets this week and provide valuable context for sector and stock performance. Key earnings reports to watch. Let's move on to earnings. There are some big names reporting this week that could swing the market. First up, Nvidia. This tech giant reports on Tuesday, and all eyes are on their AI-related business. Over the past year, Nvidia has become synonymous with artificial intelligence, and investors are eager to see if their growth in data centers continues. If Nvidia beats expectations, it could lift not just the company but the entire semiconductor sector. Keep an eye on related stocks like AMD and Intel, which often follow Nvidia's moves. Next, Target reports on Wednesday. Retailers are always closely watched, but Target is especially important right now as we approach the holiday shopping season. Investors will look at same-store sales growth and e-commerce performance. One thing to note, Target has been focusing on optimizing their inventory after last year's supply chain issues. A strong report here could boost other retailers like Walmart and Costco. Finally, we have Alibaba, also reporting on Wednesday. Alibaba's earnings will give us insights into China's economy and consumer spending trends. They've been doubling down on their cloud computing segment, which has become a major growth driver. If Alibaba performs well, it could lift sentiment for other Chinese tech stocks and even some emerging market ETFs. Sector highlights, trends, and opportunities. Now, let's talk sectors. There are three worth highlighting this week: technology, retail, and energy. The tech sector is clearly in the spotlight thanks to Nvidia, but it's not just about semiconductors. Software and cloud computing companies could also see movement, depending on Nvidia's guidance. Retail will be another focus, driven by Target's earnings. If Target reports strong consumer demand, it could indicate broader resilience in the retail space. This is particularly important as we head into Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Finally, energy. Oil prices have been fluctuating recently due to geopolitical tensions and supply concerns. If prices rise, companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron could benefit. Energy stocks also tend to act as a hedge against inflation, making them a potential play if inflation data surprises to the upside. Hot stock or trend of the week. This week's hot trend? Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been on a tear recently, climbing past $90,000 and drawing renewed attention from both retail and institutional investors. Why the rally? For one, concerns about inflation are pushing some investors toward cryptocurrencies as a hedge. Second, institutional adoption is growing, with big players increasingly incorporating digital assets into their portfolios. Now, is Bitcoin for everyone? Not necessarily. It's volatile, unpredictable, and not without risks. But its movements often ripple into related markets, like blockchain technology and digital payment companies. Even if you're not buying Bitcoin, keeping an eye on it is a smart move. Economic data calendar. What's coming up? Here's what's on the economic calendar this week. On Tuesday, we have the housing starts report. This data shows how many new homes began construction in October. A strong number here suggests confidence in the housing market, which could lift stocks in construction and real estate. On Thursday, the weekly jobless claims report will give us a snapshot of the labor market. This is a leading indicator of economic health, and steady or declining claims could boost investor confidence. And finally, on Friday, the existing home sales report will provide more insights into the housing market. A strong showing here could indicate that consumers are still willing to make big-ticket purchases, even in a higher interest rate environment. Each of these reports adds another layer to the market puzzle, so don't overlook them. Quick tips for the week. To wrap things up, here are 3 quick tips for navigating the market this week. 1. Diversify. Spread your investments across different sectors to reduce risk. 2. Monitor key reports. Inflation data and earnings from Nvidia and Target will set the tone for the week. Don't miss them. 3. Stay disciplined. Market swings are inevitable. 4. Stick to your long-term strategy and don't get caught up in the daily noise. Smart investing is all about preparation and patience. That's it for this week's Market Brief. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And let me know in the comments, what's the one stock you're watching this week? Until next week, stay informed and invest wisely.